The Avalaunch transmission starts now.
All right, here we go. All right, hey everyone. We got Andy from Dedges here, and I'll let him introduce himself in a second. We are starting a bit late today, so I apologize for that. But better late than never, and we're going to have a good conversation here, and we have some exciting things to talk about related to Dedges and Avalaunch and the Zeva token and IDOs and volatility in the market and how Degis is um, not only working to solve some of the bigger problems in crypto that are applicable everywhere, but also working at the level of specific projects like Avalaunch to solve issues that projects are having, right? And every project's different. Every project
Mhm.
runs into different issues, and so I think it's an interesting topic and also says a lot about you guys and your team. So before we get into it, obviously Dedges was a project that we launched. We've spoken to you on the channel before. We like to check back in and see how things are going. We also got some cool things to talk about. So just to kind of set things up, why don't you tell everyone who you are and what Dedges is at a high level?
No problem. So, hello everyone. This is Andy from Degis. So I'm the founder. We started to build Degis since last year's May, and now we've been building it for 1 year, and we launched it in actually March this year on Avalaunch. It's just awesome. I mean, the experience is amazing, and we're glad that we're in this ecosystem. I mean, the community is great to us, and we are here to build protections. So we are a AVAX native protection solution that will protect from price volatility and also from smart contract vulnerability. Yeah. So you're soon seeing us that we'll launch our, major product, smart contract hacks insurance in August, and also together with our price protection insurance, these two products will make it through protecting the whole Avalanche ecosystem. Yeah. So Mark.
Right on. And right now, you guys are offering insurance related to price. Um, and one of the things on the roadmap is smart contract insurance. And we're not going to talk a lot about that today. But I do want to just touch briefly on uh, what kind of things that will cover and when a community might expect to start to see some of those things.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, starting from April, we are insuring the AVAX token first. That is actually the beginning because AVAX token is the ecosystem token. I mean, every gas fee you need to use it. But right now, actually, because we finished all the development process of the price protection, we call it naughty price. And right now, we're actually partnered with different protocols. The first is definitely Avalaunch to, actually protect their tokens. For example, XAVA, XAVA token. This is what we want to protect. And also, we believe that it will be a good protection for XAVA token because there will be a lot of token holders. They just don't want to sell, even the market is bearish. Yeah. So that's actually how it works. And I believe today we can go through a bit deeper and how it works, and also on what is actually we're building ideal protection.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, and we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
take everyone through how the protection works and how to think about the protection. So when you guys first
Mm-hmm.
launched the price protection asset that you were working with initially was AVAX, right? Good place to start. You're built on
Exactly.
AVAX. It's the native asset of the L1. It's a blue chip, lots of volatility, lots of people have it, and lots of people can think about the price. I mean, crypto's not predictable or stable, but with the larger assets, you have more information about maybe where you think the price is going relative to a low cap, low float, very volatile asset. So definitely a generally useful tool. And I'm going to pull up the website here in a second so we can actually take a look at it and take people through it. But just really quickly, uh, AVAX price protection. What is that?
Yeah. So AVAX price protection, we use actually innovative way to do it. So it is like an option, but it is using AMM pool to aggregate, which means that all the different protection is aggregated into one pool and people are trading inside it.
Mhm.
So for AVAX protection, and also for other tokens price protection, we have four different roles. There are buyers, sellers, creators, and also providers. So providers mean you are providing liquidity on both sides, the protection token and also USDC. Buyer means you're buying protection. Seller means you're selling protection. And also creator means that you are staking USDC to create protection. So that's how it works.
Mhm.
I believe when we put out the website, it will work more smoothly that everyone will understand. But here is more of a high level understanding. And also,
Mhm.
there will be different strategies for you. If you're holding AVAX token, you can hedge your position.
Yeah.
So that is how it works.
Yeah. So Degis is a bit different, a bit more decentralized than other insurance offerings. So for a
Mm-hmm.
long time, the only way that you could buy crypto insurance basically is you would go take out a policy like you would on a house insurance policy. You would go to the provider and you say, "This is how much I want to insure," and they would say, "This is how much we're going to charge you." And if there's an event, you got to come to us, process the event. We'll tell you if it's valid or not. And we all know that insurance companies can be tricky, and there is historical sort of precedent for these insurance companies not paying these things out, right? So you're actually not as safe as you think as you think you may be. But at the end of the day, they decide the premium. They decide the what a user is going to pay. But with Degis, you're using AMM pools to really bring market dynamics into the pricing and into the claim and redemption, right? So let's
Exactly.
bring up the site here so we can give people something to kind of look at here. Um,
Perfect.
so this is the Dedges dashboard. Now the other thing that's very cool is you guys recently launched Zeva price protection. So in the
Exactly.
same way that you can hedge AVAX as an asset, you can also hedge Zeva. And I think this is an important
Mm-hmm.
tool for crypto in general because like we're seeing right now, markets have cycles. They go up and they go down. And if you're just sitting in an asset that is going down, and you know it's going to go down, you're kind of stuck. And these products and this tool gives retail users an ability to do more than just sit on the sideline and watch their asset decrease in value. If the market is just bleeding and you're saying to yourself, I know that this is going down because everything is going down. There's a step
Mm-hmm.
that you can take to actually retain some of the value. So here we have the naughty price, which is just basically like price protection. So
Exactly.
explain to us what we're looking at here with these two rows.
Mm-hmm. So the thing is that right now, previously we were offering AVAX protection, and right now, just recently we added X AVA protection.
Hmm.
So which means that these two are the ways that you can hedge your position. For example, you're holding AVAX, you're holding X AVA.
Hmm.
You can hedge your position by buying protections or selling protections. So here is a powerful tool. If you check inside, there will be, just what I said, four columns: create, redeem, buy, sell, provide, and also settlement, which
Hmm.
actually is also how the protection goes. So the protection goes in three stages. The first stage is actually matching paired. So the matching pair decides what the price protection have. So just as Mark said, we're a pretty decentralized platform. So people decide what is the price of the protection. And
Hmm.
then in the trading period is where people trade. So people buy or sell protection. And then when we're holding a protection at the last period, locking period, is where the protection will be settled. So, I mean, if the price, so I mean, you can see the strike right here. If the price at the settlement date is lower than 15, then the payout will be executed, which means that all of the payout will be given to you as a buyer. So that is where you'll get, paid, in spite of the market is going down. That's how it
Right,
works.
right. And so when
Mhm.
you're looking at these different options here, just so everyone understands how to kind of decode this, we have the asset is AVAX, the
Mhm.
strike price is $15. That L represents lower, so you think it's going lower. You don't need upside protection because you know you're making money if it goes up. And this is the expiry
Yeah.
date, right? 7/1. So the strike price is 15, and now the cost of one naughty token, which is basically like one unit of protection, is currently 20 cents, right?
Exactly.
So if as
Yeah.
a user I want to come in here and I think that AVAX is going to be lower than $15 on the first, I can come in here and buy one unit for 20 cents. And if it's lower, if I was right, then I get paid out $1. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yeah. So that
Right.
is how it works.
Right. So
Mhm.
I think that's a pretty attractive trade for someone that wants to hedge against market volatility. So I could come in here and buy, let's just use the example of $1. I can buy one unit of price protection for 20 cents. If the price goes down at the end of the period, I get $1. Now this price, right, is also something that is determined by the market, right? You don't set this price; the market sets the price.
Exactly.
Right, and
Yeah.
that happens through
I
this
mean,
buy
we
and
want to make
sell.
it decentralized. Yeah.
Right, right. And
Mhm.
so, and again, that's another strong differentiator of this is the cost of the insurance is initially set by liquidity providers. You don't have an open period right now, so we can't kind of go through it. Maybe we can talk about it. But then, as the market, as the direction of the market, let's say, is becoming more clear, and the need for insurance is more obvious, the price of this will go up because there's profit to be made essentially.
Mhm. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, the thing is that um, basically the initial matching period is starting actually every 15 days.
Mm-hmm.
So the matching period is basically like when the liquidity providers, they're matching the price for the protection. So
Mm-hmm.
the protection, every protection, the price decided by the market is totally centralized, and we have no power to decide it. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, after the initial matching period ends, and right now you can see it is a trading period. So just
Mm-hmm.
as the bottom in the trading goes, so there is a one says trading, and there's the left days for 1 days and 13 hours. Yeah, so that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing to consider here is because this is a very decentralized product, and there is a flow of events that happens for each period, each time period for the token. There's opportunities for people to participate in this protocol in a number of ways outside of actually needing insurance, right? Like you may not want insurance on price for whatever reason. You don't want it. You don't know where the price is going. You don't even hold the asset, right? There's plenty of reasons to not need the insurance for the token. But there are still ways to participate at the level of the protocol. For example, providing liquidity. So before this, let me just go back to it here. So before this pool actually opens, there's a period prior, which lasts for, correct me if I'm wrong, is it one day, 24 hours?
Exactly, 24
Yeah.
hours before it
So
closed. Yeah.
right. And
hmm
so at that point, this is where you're determining the initial price of the insurance. And I can come to Degis and provide liquidity in the form of a stable coin, right? So I can provide one side of the pair, which is the naughty price token, and the other is USDC. I'm not taking out insurance. I'm not participating in that part of the product. But what I am doing is I am providing liquidity for the people that do later, and as a result, like any AMM, I am earning fees off of that liquidity provision. Is that correct?
Exactly. And also, if you participate in the initial matching period as an
Mm-hmm.
LP, you're
Mm-hmm.
also earning fees plus a better mining rewards. So you get a 1.2 million rewards other than the normal LPs because you are
Mm-hmm.
setting the ratio. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that mining
hmm That's here. Yeah.
is over here, right? And so you
Exactly.
can
hmm
stake you would be staking uh, your LP token here,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
Right. So in the same way that you would take your LP token from any AMM and then go earn additional rewards, you can take your token and earn DED. So you're earning on the transaction fees, and then you're also mining DED by providing your liquidity to the protocol. Okay. Very, very cool. So we
Exactly.
have AVAX at this point and Zeva. Now we think it's great that Zeva has been added to this because again, it's a useful tool. Now looking at the TVL, AVAX you have 332, which is actually not a small amount of TVL. It's meaningful TVL, and this just opened I think last night, right? And so far there's $27,000
Exactly.
of TVL.
Exactly.
So if you were providing liquidity on this pair, right, you would be earning your share of this 24-hour transaction volume. So um, again, a totally decentralized system that provides a very useful service um, that is determined by free market demand, right? And all of or at least the majority of it, the revenue and the fees and these kinds of things are going back to the people that participate. This is to me sort of like the essence of DeFi, the essence of crypto, right? You're not sending $1,000 to a company and they're going to say, hey, come back if you get messed up, and we'll decide if we want to pay you out. Once these periods are in motion, your ability to redeem is totally decentralized, codified, verifiable, and you will get your money.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
That's
So
how we want users to achieve. Yeah, I mean, totally
yeah.
decentralized, no centralized. I mean, those things. Yeah. hmm
So were you inspired by other insurance solutions that existed, um, in the sense that you felt like maybe they were lacking or they weren't decentralized or there was a better way to do it? Or did you just feel like this was a more efficient model?
Yeah. So actually, we feel it's more efficient model because
Mm-hmm.
so we were actually inspired by AMM pools,
Mm-hmm.
Uniswap, Trader Joe, Pangolin. They're all great, and we felt that hey, why we cannot trade protection in AMM pools? So AMM pools is just like trading pair, right? There are two sides, but just two tokens. So what we can do is also form a pair protection token to USDC. That's how it works. And then we
Mm-hmm.
felt like actually it's more interesting for users to trade. And also, I mean, of course they can buy protection, but also we can involve people who are not only buying protection inside it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
who are also want to trade or just hedge or they're just predicting the future. They can also involve and also they can take profits. So that's how it works. And I mean, for all the existing other insurance protocols, they are not doing this kind of model. So we're the only one to do it. and I mean, definitely we are looking for more adoptions.
Mhm. And how actively do you think you will be adding new assets? Like if a project was interested in having price protection on their token, how would they go about doing that, or what is the criteria in your guys' mind for an asset to be listed here? What are the things you're looking for?
Mm-hmm. So the thing is that, I mean, for now we are actually trying to add all the major assets. I mean, AVAX ecosystem. For example, I mean, Xava, the first one, and then later Joe is on 30th, and then also, I mean, let's say Platypus PTP token, and also many others.
Mhm.
And then we also welcome the new tokens. For example, we're also gonna announce our IDO protection. I mean, later in this chat and also on Twitter.
Mhm.
And of course, I mean, gradually we'll open a button for all of the users. They can create a pair themselves. So basically, they can protect any tokens they want on this. Even a token that they launch themselves, they can create a pair and create a market to protect it. So
Mhm.
that's how it works. We wanted to gradually give the power to all the users.
Got it. And I'm just going to put this
Mm.
up here on the screen. So anyone that's interested in checking out the Zava token price protection, you can go to Dedges.io and either type this in directly or just kind of navigate to the portion of the site that we were looking at earlier. And it occurs to me as we're talking about this that, in a sense, you actually don't need to own the asset to participate or even buy protection, right? And I think that's a really interesting distinction and thing to note. Because again, I'm going to go back and compare it to these other insurance protocols, right? If I'm insuring $1 million on Aave through another insurance protocol, I need to have that $1 million in Aave, right? To take out a policy on it. With this, you actually don't need to, well, at least when the smart contract risk, or even with the price protection, actually, you don't need to own the token to participate. So in a way, it's kind of like a way to short price if you
Mm-hmm.
think about it. But it doesn't contribute to the market dynamics in a way that shorts would, which is actually a good thing, right? So this is just kind of another way. It's in a sense, and I don't, you guys probably don't look at it or talk about it this way, but it's a way to profit from volatility in the market.
Exactly. I mean,
Mhm.
this is also why we want everyone to involve. So
Mhm.
let's say you're owning AVAX token or not, you can both participate. Yeah. So actually, the thing is that later when we do customized one, we can do, let's say, only token holders they can buy protection, or only you're holding certain amount of token you can buy certain amount of protection. We can do this, but this actually, this is a restriction to users that, I mean, for some users they just want to trade or hedge, they cannot participate. So we give that option to users also. I mean, if you want to open a market that is actually dynamic, or I mean, you want to give restrictions on tokens, we're fine. But mostly, we'll make sure that the market, I mean, all the trading pairs is
Mhm.
freely, I mean, open to all the users. Yeah,
And these mining pools,
exactly.
could you talk a little bit about what these are?
Mm-hmm. So I mean, this is just a list of mining pool. It's actually the same if you click in the left bar, the mining section. So the mining pools is actually, you can see for every token pair. For example, for Xava, there are actually two different mining pools. So there's one actually on the upper part. So this one is the normal one, and the lower part, which also have the IM I mean thing, that is actually the special one. So
Mhm.
the thing is that because we are rewarding the users who participate in the initial matching period, I mean, they are matching the price. So to reward them, we set a special pool, which is the IAM pool for XAVA token, the mining pool. And then when you are mining in that pool, you have 1.2x mining rate. So that's how you get advantage. I mean, by this method, we wanted to encourage more people to record or let's say match the price ratio to make sure the price ratio is matched very fairly entirely by the market. And also, once the matching is done, people will get a price ratio, and who want to buy, who want to sell, they can participate. So that's how it works. That's why every pool have different mining pools. Yeah.
Got it. Now, if I haven't provided liquidity, let's say, for this period, would I just stake my Dedge here and get this rate? What would I be depositing here to get these rewards? This is the DBT token.
So this is the mining part. The mining part means that you are providing liquidity in the nutty price protection pool. So you're providing liquidity in both sides. So that's why we call it mining. So if you check the burning section, which you can click on the left bar, burning section, and you will see the DBT burning. Yes, that's where DBT is taking place.
I'm sorry here. I just have to change my sound.
No problem.
Okay, we should be good then.
Yes. So yeah, the BBT thing is in the burning section.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So here I would just be depositing my DEG token.
Here is actually you're depositing your LP tokens. So when you do it, you also need some DEG for sure, but not much. If you want to do single DEG staking, you can go to the staking section. You can see it also in the left bar. There's one called staking. So that is where we do single DEG staking.
I see. Okay. So the difference between these two is when this this contract is live, you can still go and provide liquidity to the pool, and you would stake your LP token here, and you would get this rate. Now, if you participate in the initial matching period, which is a day, which also has you providing liquidity, but you're doing it at a specific time to help determine the price of the insurance, you would stake your LP token here, and you would get this different rate.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's perfectly correct.
Very cool. And so let's just go take a look at the burning here real quick. So when you buy one naughty token, which again is just one unit of price protection, of which the maximum payout will be $1. For every dollar or unit of price protection you buy, you also receive one DBT token, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
And so what you're able to do then is if I buy 10 units, I have 10 DBT token, which I can hold, right? I just have those in my wallet now. But what you allow people to do is come and stake them here and burn them for, again, a share of the admissions of this round. So this is a way to reward people that have bought tokens, and sort of make sure that the value is going to the right people, the people actually buying protection and participating in the protocol in that way, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the special way we come up with to incentivize the buyers. So here we say it's buyer incentive because we believe the logic will be there are buyers and also there are sellers. Because buyers, they create, I mean, they have the demand and there will be people who supply. Yeah, so that's how it works. And I mean, every time you buy protection, you got DPT. It is the same amount as the amount of USDC amount of protection you're buying. So let's say I buy protection $2 worth and I got 2 DBT. I can stake it here at any round And within this round, your DBT will be burned, and you'll get DG tokens proportionally.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's how it works.
And what's cool about this is you hold your DBT, you accumulate them over time. So you could kind of watch this and see when there wasn't a lot of DBT participating in the pool, save your DBT, stake it and burn it here strategically, and optimize the amount of rewards you would be getting for any given round. So kind of like a bit of strategy there. And then obviously you have the DEG staking with the Ve-tokenomics design. Tell us a little bit about this and why you decided to implement the VE token design here.
No problem. So the V-tokenomics is how we wanted to measure whether a user is, we just want to measure whether a user is really loyal to DEG. So the thing is that to accumulate VEDG, you need to hold enough amount of DEG token, and also you need to stake it in, let's say, a certain amount of time. So the maximum VDG number for every DEG token is 100. So let's say you stake one DEG for a certain amount of time, and the maximum VDG you'll get is 100. But the VDG is accumulated in times. So let's say every day is accumulated a little bit. So let's say if you're a token holder and you're holding it every day, your VDG goes more and more. And VDG has a function of income sharing. So we're actually distributing all the protocol revenue to the VDG holders. And also later in our protocol protection, our smart contract insurance, we will also provide, the best power to all VDG holders to vote against or for an event. So that's why VDG is very important, and want to incentivize people, of course, to hold that asset.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. And
Mm-hmm.
the income sharing here.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about this. How do we read and interpret this?
Mm-hmm. So income sharing is actually, a simple to understand. So the more VDG you got, the more shares you have. So
Mm-hmm.
right now, actually, because we are also taking a bit, so income sharing money is from a proportion of the transaction fee in the naughty price pool. So let's say when people buy and sell protections, they accumulate a bit of transaction fees. A part of it, or the majority of it, goes to LPs, and the others of it goes to income sharing. So in the income sharing pool, people share all the protocol revenues by VDG. So let's say me and Mark, we both have 10 VDG, so we're sharing 50 and 50%. So that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see here, so every day, 994 USDC.E is distributed. And right now, the TVL and the VDG, the pool, is actually that amount. Yeah, so it's a lot of people staking here,
Yeah.
and it's just like passive income. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so definitely recommend everyone to buy some DG and stake here, because the profit is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in both the DEG token and USDC. So pretty attractive assets and rates here. Um, I want to just talk about the NFTs real quick, and then we're going to move into the IDO price protection, which I'm personally excited about. Now, nothing is loading here. I think this I don't have any in this wallet. But what are the Dedges NFTs, and why would someone be using these on the platform?
Mm-hmm. So Degis NFT is actually an NFT project that we specially designed for our community. So please know that the collection is only $4.99. So it's actually way lower than most of the NFTs. So we're not selling to take profits, or either we're not focusing on it. The major thing is that we wanted to engage with our community more. And at first, we allow our community to draw their own avatars, and we send them as NFT. And later, actually, we also do whitelists, giveaways, and people commented that the NFTs is actually, sorry, it's actually a VDG boosting. So if you got the NFTs, you VDG will be boosted 1.2 times, which means that if you're sharing the incomes and if you're equipped with that Degis NFT, your income sharing proportion will boost it 1.2 times. That is how it works. So that's actually pretty attractive and also very useful to the DG and also VDG holders.
Got it.
Exactly.
Okay. Um, Now this is something we're gonna kind of sort of announce for the first time. There's going to be more information about it coming soon. We've kind of hinted at it, and is an example of, I think why you guys are a strong team, because you're able to adapt and develop toward needs that emerge from the market. And so I'm just gonna put this up here so people kind of know what we're talking about, and that is the IDO price protection. Now, I think this is going to be something that interests and appeals to a lot of people, right? But we need to talk about it specifically, what this is, and just to set it up a little bit, because I think the context here and why this exists is important. And Avalaunch, as much as we can help it, and always has been about providing an experience to the retail community that they haven't had before. So when we first started, it was about offering broader and easier access to IDO tokens, right? They didn't have to fight each other and pay a lot of money to have a chance at an allocation. Instead, it was, let's just try and get everyone included. Let's give everyone a guaranteed allocation, and we're going to try and figure out the fairest way to distribute this, right? So a big departure from the way that it was happening prior. Um, then it was, we're actually going to work at the level of the project and the deal and the private investors and the team to help them understand their tokenomics and design them in a way that was fairer and considered more the retail market. So this looked like more uniform pricing. This applied to the vesting. This applied to the valuation. And before that, and I do think that we've had a pretty good um, effect on the broader landscape and the way this stuff is done, or at least a little bit, is private people, their pricing, their vesting, all of this stuff was considered totally independently. It was in many ways primary, and the community came later, right? We're going to figure out what's best for us, and we'll fit this in,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's not great for the people that are actually going to be engaging with the product or game or protocol and using it and being their supporters. They were sort of considered last. And so we tried to change that. And now we have an opportunity to consider more things like volatile markets, right? Markets aren't always up. That's just the nature
Mm.
of markets and of life, right? If this was up always,
Yeah.
the world would be very different. And so instead of saying, there's just never any potential for a token to go down because Avalaunch is so great and our projects are so great, that would just kind of be like burying your head in the sand. What we're trying to do
Mm-hmm.
always is account for the realities of crypto, which are tricky, and do our best to provide options and protections, and a better place for community to engage with a project early. And that's what this IDO price protection is about. So I'm going to let you talk about some of the technicals and the specifics but just generally speaking, we were earlier looking at Zeva price protection. There is a strike price, which is the current price, and at the end of a 2 week period, if the price is lower than that and you've taken out protection, you get paid out. The IDO insurance is actually not much different in the sense that the strike price, instead of being a current market price, will be the IDO price. So if an IDO price is 50 cents, let's say, the strike price will be 50 cents. And if you take out insurance at the end of that period, if it falls below 50 cents, which is obviously not ideal, but possible, because in this world anything is possible, particularly with markets like this, you'll actually be able to get paid out and start reclaiming some of that value. And I think that's a very, very attractive, useful proposition for IDO participants, which are inherently a risky kind of endeavor. The upside is there, and the risk is also there. And this is true of just crypto in general. But my question to you, Andy, is well, one, why did you want to build IDO price protection? And two,
Hmm.
beyond what I've just kind of very generally described, how does it work?
No problem. I mean, very excited to announce it here because actually we haven't really officially announced it, but I mean, it's a good place. So the thing that I mean, when we build price protection, we want to make sure that, I mean, we're adapted or our product is meaningful. So the thing or the use case that we first think of is actually ideal protection. So recently the market is down bad, but still, I mean, ideal is not only about, let's say, 10x, 20x, is actually more about you're supporting your favorite projects and also you're believing that we're going to build the world together. So that's how IDO is working, right? Because I mean, for IDOs on Avalaunch, they're both awesome. So we want to make sure that our protection works perfectly, and also actually we did alter a bit. We customized one IDO protection to launch. I mean, for all the Avalaunch provided IDOs. And the second one, how we make it, is actually interesting. So it's a bit similar like, let's say, AVAX or X-AVA protection. So there is a strike price in 15 days. If the price is lower than the strike price, then the payout is executed. So the thing is that in ideal protection, the most serious problem is manipulation. So actually, we use our own oracles, and then, I mean, we use chain links, but some tokens, when they're just listed, I mean, initially on DX, I mean, to just finish IDO, they don't have the chain link feed. So we use a moving average to calculate the price to make sure that manipulation in this one is impossible. So it's impossible for people. I mean, in the end, when the ideal protection is just going to settle, they just buy a lot to raise the price, and then it affects the protection, right? So we're not going to let this happen. So we make sure that our design is totally anti-manipulation, and also is very user friendly. So the strike is the ideal price. So just match. When you do IDOs, you definitely don't want the price to drop. No problem. Just buy a little bit of protection, and it will hedge your risk. That's how it works. And the thing is that we're going to release it very soon. So right now, Degis team, we're internally testing it, and we're going to release it publicly very soon. I hope we can do it in July.
Yeah, awesome. Um, and there's a few other things I want to point out. And we'll release some articles about this. So users of Degis and participants in Avalaunch IDOs really know how to think about protecting themselves, right? For example, like I have a $50 allocation. Um, what do I do? How much do I buy? How do I price this? This kind of stuff, because this is where people I think get understandably stuck, and we want people to really know the strategies to approach it. Um, but what I think is also good to realize is it isn't as a direct correlation as I bought an IDO token. it went down. I have protection. Now I have some of my money back. There's a few different strategies and things to consider because you can also earn Dedge by doing this. You can also earn uh, AMM fees by doing this. And you also have the
Exactly.
potential for the token to go up, right? Which is the idea. So it's not that tightly coordinated where it's just I've lost money and here's my money back. There's other ways to extract value from the protocol because of the way you've set it up, because it's decentralized and requires users to put up liquidity and interact with it, and that value is shared back. And so, yeah, we'll be releasing an article with some examples, example scenarios, but it is not just as simple, and this is a good thing because there's more opportunity for you to derive value from the protocol than I just get a payout because the price went down. There's all types of options here for all different types of users, people that participated in the IDO, people that didn't, people that just want to provide liquidity for Degis. Maybe they don't even need to know about Avalaunch, right? So this is our favorite kind of collaboration, and really why we do Avalaunch and what gets us excited about this stuff day to day. In that, we worked with you for a long time before the launch, helping and understanding the product, and then through the platform we helped get it out there. And then you go on and you do good work for the ecosystem and for users. And then you come back to us and you offer our users something. And now we're all better for that process, right? You're better, I'm better, the projects are better, the communities are better. There's more value, and it's exactly like note for note. Like the dream that was Avalaunch is just to like work and do good stuff and collaborate, and have a direct benefit to users, as best as we can manage that. And so I really appreciate that about you and your team. Um, the desire to continue to innovate and look for problems and the solution to those problems, and add value to the protocol so your holders, the people that purchase your token, benefit too, right? Like you're out there, you're building, you're trying to push this forward, and and increase the value of everything across the board. So I think that's very cool. So when will we expect to see the IDO price protection? So this will likely be ready, and we can't kind of say when. It's coming soon, but it will be ready by the next Avalaunch IDO, right?
Yeah, I mean, we are preparing it, I mean, at full speed. So this week, internal tests, and then next week, I mean, starting from next week, we are all good to launch. So, I mean, just depends on the next ideal date. I mean, we're all good to go, and it all depends on you guys.
Right. Right. Well, we have our kind of strategies, I think, formulated for different market conditions. Um, Avalaunch is not just a bull market product. To really contribute to a crypto ecosystem where you are in many ways beholden to a market that goes up and then down and then up and then down. If you could only get work done when it was up, there'd be a huge portion of time where you're just not contributing or doing anything. And this is, an Avalaunch problem. This is a challenge that's specific to us, right? As a launch pad, every project has their own challenges during these times, right? And this is ours. Um, what's interesting about Degis is, it's useful in a market like this. It's useful in a good market, and it's useful in a bad market, right? And I think
Exactly.
that's unique, right? Not every project can say that necessarily. So, so good on you. Outside of the things that we've talked about here, is there, do you guys have anything coming up that you wanted to talk about? Just anything that you wanted to say, observations about your project, other projects. If is there anything that you wanted to address?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that next coming up is IDO protection. So we are, I mean, very, very excited to it. And then after that one is what we're going to launch in August, our smart contract protection. So we call it protocol protection. So basically, we cover everything. So from smart contract hacks, block pools, economic risk, bad debts, I mean, the Lightning boarding protocols, everything we cover it. So it's actually event-driven coverage, and also, I mean, we got our security teams as our partners. So let's say
Mhm.
we're talking with Hellborn, with Zomis, and also Six Sigma, Verilux Solutions. They're all awesome. So they'll also partner with Degis, auditing the codes, and also they will be, I mean, participating in the role of voting. So they'll also govern the whole protocol to make sure it's very safe. And then with this expert droning, and also we have our own users, and also we have, I mean, different partners they would like to onboard. So we're also onboard, I mean, the Avalaunch ecosystem first, especially, I mean, we'll definitely onboard Avalaunch. I mean, onboard you guys first, and then later probably Platypus, Trader, everyone. So we're, I mean, on the mission and on the road to protect the whole AVAX ecosystem. And we'll make sure we do this.
Mhm.
And I believe that, I mean, even the market is bearish, but when the market is bullish again, probably what you'll see is AVAX ecosystem is whole bullish. I mean, the tokens are rising. I mean, the ecosystem, new projects coming up. And also, the security level is very high, protected
Mhm.
by Degis.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it, man. I love it. Well, I think that covers everything that we wanted to talk about. There will certainly be more updates, articles, guides, this kind of stuff coming out, so people can actually read the things that we're saying um, and understand how to participate and benefit from them. But again, I just want to thank you for the work that you've been doing and really staying committed to the ecosystem and your project and our community too, by coming through Avalaunch and being active and really caring about what you're doing. I feel like that honors the people that chose to participate in your IDO and kind of bet on you. And I know you and your team take that very seriously, and that's kind of the most we can ask, I think, in some ways. So, thank you. Thanks for coming on here today and sharing about what you're working on. And I'm sure we'll find an opportunity at some point to do it again in the future.
Yeah, I mean, thanks so much for the opportunity, Mark. I mean, you guys are very supportive, and I mean, we love working with you guys. So yeah, I mean, the ideal experience on Avalanche is one of the best. I mean, it's probably the best, not one of, right? And I mean, I believe in the future we'll have more and more ideas successfully deployed, and also, I mean, we'll be more dynamic in the AVAX ecosystem. We'll see more collaborations, and believe that we'll be the future.
Awesome. Right on, man. All right. Well, I know it's late for you. It's like 2 a.m. Soldier or later. Soldier as always. So really appreciate you staying up and doing this. And yeah, get some sleep. And we'll talk to you soon.
Good. Thanks so much, Mark. And I'll
All
see you.
right. All right. Take it easy.